Okay, let's get this straight. At the start of the year, everyone was excited about the huge chance that XRP would hit $10,000. Also, guess what? This guess is now a lot more likely to be right. BlackRock City's Larry Fink is definitely behind this. Think about this. It's not just $10,000 per XRP. He's just saying that it's a basic need. You're back at the place where you can learn everything about XRP. Let's quickly catch up before we get to the meat of today's post. Could you please do me a small favor? Follow and like the video, then click the bell button to join our great group. Also, just so you know, it's really simple to win. All you have to do is follow these 3 simple steps. Now be careful and get ready. To be sure, here's where things get interesting. If you win, don't forget to leave a help coin code in the comments. Think about the fact that big names in finance like BlackRock and Vanguard are now seriously thinking about using XRP for their international deals. Things will get better? Don't worry. BlackRock is said to be planning to release an ETF that will focus on XRP. Yes, you heard that right. Not only that, but Larry Fink did more. He is now looking at the huge real estate market, which is worth $30 trillion. How about you? Can you guess what will happen to it? That's it. Things are ready to be turned into tokens with XRP. It is also going to get a big $120 quadrillion from the International Swaps and Traders Association, a Ripple. It's not just $10,000 per XRP. The value of each XRP could go through the roof and hit as much as $60,000. That's really cool. Let's move on to the next part. Larry Fink of BlackRock came up with another big surprise. What he does is more than just talk. Ripple and its digital currency XRP are about to go through a big change. Everything will be turned into tokens, and there's a clip in the next part of our movie that will blow people away. The fact that BlackRock is moving toward an XRP ETF was revealed by Larry Fink. Let's not wait any longer. You are welcome to watch this now. Adding a Bitcoin ETF is one way we're making things safer off the record. Have you got another ETF? What about an XRP ETF? You already have Ethereum. I know that out there. What about XRP? Could you answer that? I'm sorry, I can't. Do you not want me to answer that? Yes, I'm sorry, I can't. Okay, they're making fun of me. Recently, a lot of strange things have happened in the world of crypto, mostly with XRP. Take a look at this crypto.com. For a short time, XRP was worth a crazy $43,000 on the world-famous market. This won't be the only time this happens. XRP's value keeps going up without notice. Remember how we talked about a $7,000 XRP bug at a big exchange last week? Now it's Crypto.com's turn. It looks like XRP prices are going up quickly all the time on different sites, stores. Anyway, I found something else after a lot of research that is just as interesting but has nothing to do with BlackRock or the general rise in the XRP market. We are going to talk about Gary Gensler, the well-known head of the SEC who took over for Jay Clinton. Okay, Gensler always puts XRP in the security group, which most of you already know. Now things get interesting. Robert M. Gensler is Gary Gensler's twin brother. They look a lot alike and are the same age. Robert is a VP at Troll Price and a very important guy there. Troll Price isn't just any investment firm, it's one of the biggest ones that's putting a lot of money into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Is that a surprise? XRP. There's a strange link here. The head of the SEC, Gary Gensler, keeps calling XRP a security. His twin brother, on the other hand, works for a financial firm that has a lot of money in XRP and other cryptocurrencies. What a difference. It makes me think about how complicated things are in the world of cryptocurrency investments and rules. Now we have an exciting choice. Could Robert Gensler, vice president of Troll Price, know something about XRP's possibilities that no one else does? Bitcoin and Ethereum are already known to have many possibilities. Taking into account how much the business has put into these 3 coins, this idea starts to make sense. The SEC says there is no such thing as dealing on inside information, but many news stories and studies have shown that there is. These investigations, which have mostly been about market manipulation and insider trading, have often shown that the SEC isn't doing the right thing. It looks like a pattern is emerging. SEC employees are telling their family and friends about digital assets that might soon no longer be considered stocks. Then these family members spend money on the assets before they are officially declared non-security, which makes them rich by buying low and selling high. There's a chance that Robert N. Gensler got inside information from his brother Gary Gensler about how the SEC could lose a case against XRP. There's a chance that Congress wants Ripple Labs and the SEC to make a deal this way. People who are smart should buy XRP right now. There is more to this story though than just seeing the troll price send more money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and most importantly XRP. People who work with cryptocurrencies often talk about how XRP could reach unbelievable highs of $10,000 or even $60,000.
People who have been bullish on XRP, like Jack the Rippler, think it will go through the roof and even go over $5,890. Even though this is a very bold guess, it shows how excited and guessful people are about XRP and what it could mean for the cryptocurrency market. That's why Wall Street wants a piece of the XRP pie. I think the first big play will be an XRP ETF, but let's learn more about it. This change is more than just the surface. Crypto Basic has some cool news for us. The big move that JP Morgan made in XRP has caught the attention of a person who used to be the head of Ripple. I raised a question when I heard this, and we need to talk about it. This is how the story goes. Someone who used to work for the BitBoy crypto brand said some controversial things about JP Morgan's alleged investment in XRP, which made a director react. Armstrong, who is well known in the crypto world, wrote a bunch of tweets about this. He says JP Morgan bought a big amount of 7.5 million XRP tokens. Armstrong now says that this move is worth the same as 7.5% of all of JP Morgan's wealth. But wait, this math doesn't make any sense. As an example, 7.5 million XRP is worth only $4.46 million, which is a tiny fraction of JP Morgan's total wealth. If you think about how much money JP Morgan has, which is a huge $3 trillion, $890 billion as of 2023, Armstrong's math doesn't quite add up. Armstrong still talks about how important it is that JP Morgan is apparently hoarding XRP as part of a plan. His people think that this makes JP Morgan an up-and-coming Bitcoin giant. We've heard that big Wall Street banks like JP Morgan might want to get involved with crypto, especially XRP. Even though the math might not be quite right, the idea that big banks might get interested in crypto is not something that